Okay. Okay, everyone. Hi, Dan Sisek here, and I'm doing a quick little Google Hangout. Um, so if somebody shows up, fine, good and dandy. I'd love it. If not, this is more for my blog post and to share on my blog post. But I also wanted to, along with sharing the five top books I believe you should read to help you with your business and or in your life. Some of these books can pertain to life too. Um, that you should read, and I've read all of them at some point in time, and I do go back, and I plan on going back through some. A couple I've already gotten through a couple times through various means and ways. Um, so First of all, let me start with the first book I ever really got started when it came down to dealing with being involved in network marketing or MLM or whatever you might want to call it. Um, as I've talked before, I've tried other various things. I've tried Amway, I've tried Vitalis, ACN, Five Links, a couple other things, four or five, six different things. I can't name them all. Um, and when I was going through them, I didn't have the success that I wanted. And that goes back partly to the mindset and where I'm at and how badly I wanted it. And some things that one of my mentors, David Wood, talks about in one of our products that we have, the top producer formula, which I am now currently going through again to review it and to revisit some things. Talking about mindset and how we perceive our beliefs and how our beliefs can be issues that can be a part of us. Well, some of the books I talk about help in those areas in making switches and things like that, besides what we're taught in some of our personal development stuff in our back office for some of the products that I have that I can resell and share and that I use personally myself. So, first of all, the first book that a sponsor actively uh, gave me when I got involved, and unfortunately, it was not with Amway. Amway did a lot of cassettes and stuff and things like that, but I had a hard time getting into just listening to the cassettes. For me, a lot of times I need to read. I need to, put it in front of my face. I'm visual, so hence why I like doing videos and things like that in Google Hangouts. I have no problems with them. They don't bother me. Put me on stage, that might be a little different. Put a live audience in front of me, that's a little different. I think I can do better now because I have gotten up in front of people and things like that. Not like in ninth grade when I ran for student council and no podium, no nothing. I'm up there and I'm shaking like a leaf, reading my speech in front of the whole ninth grade class. And unfortunately, I didn't get elected. Probably part of that was I didn't exude confidence in that I had confidence in myself to give them a reason why to vote for me. Even though I was well known, well liked, knew a lot of people and things like that. So take it from experience that just because um, you have the ability or you know a lot of people or you think you know a lot of things, it doesn't necessarily always come across that way. So getting back to what I'm talking about, but this one sponsor, his name was Rick. When I got involved with a company called ACM, and he told me to go out and buy this book, and it was called Your First Year in Network Marketing, and it was a paper. I got the paperback version, but it was a big paperback version. I have it somewhere here. I haven't been able to find it. I think it's packed away in one of my boxes. I probably really should pull it out again, so that way, um, as I bring on more team members and more things, that might be one of the things that I give to them if they've never tried or been as my requirement for them to read aside from being involved with our quick start program, our things like that. So in building, more active things for um, helping my team, um, I think I need to pull that book out. But that was the first book I read, and in it, it helps set the framework to help me understand what this big animal was about that I got involved with when I first tried to get involved with network marketing or direct selling or MLM when I tried Amway back in the 90s and got kind of frustrated and turned off and didn't do anything with it. So that book Yarnell is the name I remember because it was such a different name, and it was a husband and wife team, and they were very you know, um, big in network marketing. They talked about their experiences and went through and how they laid out how a lot of people have problems and stuff when they first start off because of not understanding what people are getting into. So that's one book, even though I've not really ever heard it talked about. Maybe once or twice I might have heard it mentioned by some of the mentors I follow, but nobody really particularly has ever really mentioned it.
Mm.
And I think it's a good book. I think it stands, good. It might need some updating for some of the updated things that are going on with, as Facebook and stuff and things and stuff like that, because I think this book was really written before the advent of this or just before, so it didn't really encompass a lot of that. Um, but that's a good book, and like I said, I remember the name. Husband Joaquin Yarnell was the last name, but still, I highly recommend it. The second book I read was actually The Science of Getting Rich. I did not go buy that book, but I actively did find it on PDF. And so, as I'm talking about this, I'm going to try and go find it on my downloads because I believe that it is a very valuable book and to help show you that I do have it and that, I'm not just saying I've read it because, as you know, I'm currently going through another book and I'll talk about that book in a minute. Um, I'm still looking for it. Give me 1 second. Once I find it, then I'll share it on the screen. Hmm. I just found it a couple minutes ago. Where was it? Uh, Give me a second. I will find it. Because on my PDFs, I can only pull up one PDF at a time right now on my laptop, and I don't know why I don't like that. But um, give me 1 second. Hmm. I am looking. I am looking. I have not totally disappeared on you. I am still here. There's that one. There's another one I want to talk about. I just had it. I just found it. This is gonna bug me now. Well, I will come back to that book as I find. Um, I think the second book I ever read was Napoleon Hill's um, um, Law of Success. So here's that book. Um, so now I will share my screen for you. Sorry, this is kind of very impromptu, but um, let me screen share. There it is. Mm, Give me a second. I had to close one thing out because that's something I don't really want people to see. Okay, so you at least can see my screen here on that. Um, so now I will. So here is the Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. I've actually read this book. I've actually gone through a study of it with a great mastermind group that meets every morning at 6 a.m. my time. I was actively doing it for every day for quite a long time. I'm finding I need to get back into it to because they do different books. They don't just study this one or anything. But I have actually gone through this book. This book is phenomenal in helping you with mindset and going over the laws of success. And that's my second one. I would say is the second big one. Um, the third one, like I said, was the Science of Getting Rich. which I actually read before, um, The Law of Success, and I can't find it. I know I have it on here, but I can't find it. So then another one that this one book I love. I just absolutely love. It's by T. Harv Eker. I've uh, read it 2 or 3 times actively. Um, it's called. Let me get it open. Hang on, my computer's driving me up the wall. There we go. Uh, so as you can see, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I've also read this one all the way through, and I've read it a couple times. I actually have this at my current job where I work, and at lunchtime when I have a free few minutes, because I only take a half hour lunch, so I don't always get a lot of time to go through it. Um, because I have to time work through my lunch because I've got so many things to do and so many uh, things to cover for different people in different departments, and I'm always getting calls. Can I help with this? Can I take care of that? Can I do this or that? So that is another awesome book that um, have read, and I highly recommend it. And the next book is, let me go back to my downloads. Um, if I see if I have any more on here. Nope, I don't see it. So, okay, so I will go into the ones that I am actually reading. So I will share the next book that I heard about and got a lot of information from was when I was in one of the events that my company has. Um, and it's called This Start With Why and by Simon Sinek. I know I'm a little disjointed in going through this and showing you, but this is another awesome book. So once again, showing the proof and stuff, and as you can see, it's a little, I have gone through it. I do plan on going through it again because this was catalyst for me in going through and learning that where my why is, what my was. Because when I kind of got involved with this, I kind of went with the generic, doing it for my family, doing it for this, doing it for that. But I hadn't drilled down and gotten specific enough. And this helps do that. This helps you get to that point to developing your avatar, as we're talked about, who you're speaking to, who you're trying to relate with. So in that, that's another awesome book. Let me see who's. Uh, Nothing. Okay, nothing major. Sorry. I get updates and stuff all the time from friends. Um, so in that, he breaks it down very well to being, um, why and that part of, you know, what the components are and how you can get in and really see what you're working towards and why you're doing it and if you're doing it for the right reasons in some cases. Now, the book I am currently, and I've talked about it before a little bit, is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. So, this is another book. I've read it once. I'm going back through it again because I think a lot of the principles are helping me even more as I'm moving forward and re-engaging, re-emerging, uh, revitalizing me back to where I was um, about this time last year. As I never quit, never gave up, but I just tapered off, like I've said. So with that, these are 5 good, solid books. That there are a host of others, like I said. Uh, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. I hear a lot about. Uh, Pay Me What I'm Worth is another one. 3 Feet from Gold is another great one. So there's a lot of good books out there that help with motivation, help with mindset, help with understanding, how certain aspects of business in relation to being an entrepreneur and stuff like what Robert Kiyosaki is. Donald Trump has a few good books out. Um, and as I come across books and as I come across what people say and stuff in my Saturday morning mastermind group that I'm a part of, we're getting ready to do another book. It's called Mindset Mastery Collective every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. my time, um, 10 a.m. Um, Samantha Studebaker. Oh, I can't remember her last name. What's her last name? Totally just blanked out. Um, she is the host of it, and they have like 4 or 5 other panel members. It's an awesome, mindset to help bring out and bring forth. We're getting ready to look at another book as we're just finishing up. Um, Dale Carnegie's book, which I also have on PDF. How to Win Friends and Influence People, another very good book. I kind of got in the middle, towards them. Nah, not even the middle. A little more towards the end of when they were studying that, and so I didn't get all the uh, value out of it. But I have the book on PDF. I was able to get that, um, so I intend on going back through that. So in this, my main thing with doing this blog post tonight is mindset is a big thing when you're involved in this, because you're going to have those days where you're going to have the ups and downs. You're going to have life coming at you. You're going to have friends and family saying this. You're going to have a day where you come home from work and you're just like not feeling anything, you don't want to do anything, and yet you got to sit down, get in front of your computer and work. You got to send out your emails, you got to send out your blog posts, you got to come up with the content for the blog posts. You got to, so in that, these are things that can help keep you moving in the right direction, because then you can remember back to the reason why, or you can remember certain things about the Slide Edge that, one of the key things in the Slide Edge that I love that he brings out, is there are things that everything is easy to do. It's just how you look at it. It's easy to do or it's easy not to do, but either way, it's easy. It's never hard. You just make the conscious decision to either do it or not do it. You know, the decision, how do I say this? The decision is a part of the process, and but you are the one that works through that to make the decision. The decision doesn't necessarily influence you. That outcome doesn't necessarily influence you influencing the outcome of whether or not it's important enough to sit down, do that blog post, do that email list, syndicate that information, maybe do a solo ad, or maybe do your pay per clicks, or maybe, um, get on a training, or um, go to an event. Events are awesome things. That's another catalyst that helps keep you moving forward and staying connected. Um, just like, doing the videos and things like that. See, staying connected and staying active. So with that, um, these are my 5 books, and I highly recommend them. So hopefully I haven't taken too much of your time, but as always, I'll have a link below, um, and I might even reference back to a couple of my blogs for the Slide Edge. Um, I might even try and find one of my old posts, because the first year in network marketing, I did a whole bunch of blog posts when I first started. Um, in this, in what I'm doing now, because I knew I had the book and I knew there was relevant information that would help here. And I also did a whole bunch of blog posts on the science of getting rich. So I might even reference a couple of those couple-year old, well, almost 3 years old now, some of those blog posts. So with that, make a simply simple day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.